Your referee for this match is from Artist of Germany, supported by video referee.
Hello and welcome back to the final match of quarterfinals day. It's been such an entertaining day of squash, and hopefully this match will live up to its billing. We have Ramy Ashour, who's in fine form yesterday, up against the giant-killing Abouelghar. Well, Mohamed Aboelghar knocked out Kareem Abdul-Gawad, the reigning world champion and a player who was desperately looking for a win to book himself and guarantee his world #1 spot, but fell short against some tremendous play from Abouelghar. And if Abouelghar can continue that kind of form, there's no way that he's going to be staying at 23 in the world. He's only 3 places off his highest ever ranking. But, I mean, some of the stuff he did and the way he finished was wonderful yesterday. First round, he beat Charles Sharps 3-1, and then in that second round match against Kareem Abdul-Gawad, he won 3-1 in 64 minutes, and some scintillating squash going on. Well, he's going to have to continue that kind of form because he's up against Ramy Ashour, number 5 seed here. He is the world number 5, and of course has been as high as #1 in the world. Seems to be in pretty good shape himself. Body looking good. He looks lean and trim, and he's been playing solidly in his matches. First round he beat Zayed Mohammed 3-love in 29 minutes, and then came up against Diego Elias, who was playing well, the young Peruvian, but managed to win 3-love in 42 minutes. Well, these two have met once previously on the PSA World Tour, and that was in the 2015 World Championships. It was in the second round, and it was a 3-love victory for Ramy Ashour. But I'm pretty sure at that point Abouelghar wasn't playing the kind of squash that he produced yesterday. We know that Abouelghar can produce that kind of squash because he played James Willstrop at the Windy City Open not that long ago, and it was so close. It was a 3-1 for Willstrop, but such a tight battle between the two players caused Willstrop so many problems, and Willstrop was actually playing very well himself. Well, I'm Lee Drew, and joining me for this match is Joey Barrington, fresh-faced.
Good evening, Lee.
Hello, Joey.
So the last quarter-final with the most interesting of players on the PSA World Tour, Mercurial Ramy Ashour. Well, Lee, the all-Egyptian battle, you see him stripped off there. I mean, he's managed to change his body type very quickly. I'd like to know how.
Well, he said no carbs.
Yeah, you're going to have some carbohydrates, but he's changed his body type very, very quickly after Chicago. There was a little bit of generosity around there, and he's stripped down nicely. He's in good shape, and that's the way he needs to be. As light as possible, but as strong as possible. Take pressure off of all those joints. And I don't know if you saw my interview with him yesterday. You probably didn't, because you were wrapped up with other things, but it was very interesting talking about, we went right back to the very beginning of the issues that he had with his hamstring, and it was intriguing. Well, there's Danny Mazzaro. Spot Danny Mazzaro, there's quite a few of them, quite a few of his double gangers. Just if we could get another shot of the crowd, I'd like to give a shout out. You see them all in their uniform there. Those 3 lads, there's about 10 from Woodfield Squash Club near Doncaster. It's a brand new squash club. There they are. Hopefully they'll catch the big screen. I think they've had a few libations of the, just trying to eat each other at the moment.
That's what they do there.
But they're obviously not seeing the big screen. Struggling to focus on anything at the moment. But they're the chaps from Woodfield Squash Club. A really good crew, support PSA World Tour. They've got an exhibition coming up with James Willstrop and Nick Matthew.
not a bad way to open up a club, is it?
No, brilliant. I mean, they're very, very active. There's courts being built and clubs going up, which is what we like to hear. Certainly no shortage of squash courts in Cairo.
Egypt to serve, Ramy Ashour of Egypt to receive.
Well, this young man
Best
played
of
off
5
his rocker
games.
against Karim Abouelghar.
Level.
I mean, some of the shots he hit were just unbelievable, weren't they?
There's nicks and then there's nicks, and he completely thumped them in the nick, whether it was on the volley or off the floor.
We can certainly belt a forehand.
Down.
He was sharing with Karim Abouelghar, so that was ironic that
left.
so much was at stake. I don't know what the mood was like in the room after last night, but he's coughing away in his warm-up.
I think he's inherited his cough.
Yeah, he was coughing away in the warm-up, so he's been nicely infected by the babyface assassin, unintentionally.
I think Windy City was a bit of a turning point for Ramy Ashour. I think the fact that he went there and played, and you know, he was returning obviously and wasn't at full fitness and full strength, but what I thought was great to see was the fact that he just got stuck in and he finished the match. And for me, I reckon that's a bit of a turning point for Ashour, because in the past he's obviously expected to just romp past people and always found it, well, it's always looked as though it's been very easy for him just to progress through rounds. And I just thought there was a bit of acceptance there that, you know, things move on, the game moves on, time moves on, injury does slow you down, you have to find other ways. And just that acceptance that it is difficult and it is a challenge, and him accepting that challenge and rising to it.
Well, that's one of the topics that we covered in the interview yesterday. He's exploring ways he mentioned about James Wallstrop, particularly.
2-all.
Kind of changing, adapting his game. Nick Matthews certainly been doing it. And Ramy Ashour, if he wants to play really slow and controlled, he can. If he wants to play really, really quick, he can do it better than most, but it is hard on the body, so he needs to be intelligent with how he plays, and he also needs to start
And
well.
out. 3-2.
World Championships in Cairo was the most impressive I've ever seen Ramy Ashour in early rounds. Sadly, you know, his body broke down in the end, but he was super sharp in the early rounds, and he has been here. He's very good against Diego Elias yesterday.
Well, that is an unbelievable shot from Ashour, staying so short.
4-2.
It's great skills.
And out. 3-4.
I think when he came back in at the start of the season at the Hong Kong Open, it was noticeable that Ashour was actually building rallies and constructing. It wasn't sort of as random as it used to be, because he used to scatter it around and knew that his movement would cover it. And obviously that's a maturity coming through in his game, and like you say, you have to evolve. Nick Matthews evolved, Gregory Gaultier, they all evolve and adapt.
4-all. Thank you. 5-4.
Well, there it is again.
What this very dynamic player who
6-4.
has got quads on him to rival any of the squash players. There was a picture on Twitter from one of the fans sent me of Tufeng Yip. His quads are beyond a joke, to be quite honest with you. They are massive, but Abouelghar certainly got some quads on him.
That reminds me, Joey, got a tweet earlier from William Tiwana asking whether Abouelghar had a nickname, and he said, how about the Quad Father?
It's good fun, it's all good fun. Yeah, he's certainly got some strong legs. Apparently he was quite skinny as a teenager towards even when he was 17 or 18, so he's obviously been eating a lot of protein and doing a lot of squats. I mean, those quads, you don't just lie in bed and they grow like that. I can assure you that's impossible.
Well, I think when he's having his dinner or watching TV, he's just on a wall sit constantly.
And out. 5-6.
Well, not able to pull off the in between the leg shot. I'm glad you missed that one, Joey, because I'm sure you'd have been inappropriate.
Stroke to Ashour. 6-all.
Well, it's good use of the
And out.
trickle boast by Aboelghar.
7-6. Down. And out. 7-all.
I mean, he can obviously go through spells of finding the tin, can't he, Aboelghar? Because otherwise he would be
A lot higher, yeah. A lot higher.
Wow. I mean, it's
It's just a joke, though. I mean, he's kissed it there and given it
And
back to
out.
it, which is nice. He does enjoy it
8-7.
when somebody does hit an outrageous bit.
I don't want to stop, but can I get someone to do this? Because
Okay.
Sure,
watch
just
this,
wants the
please.
floor sorted. Ralph Harenberg is, I'm sure we'll have a look at Ralph. Ralph has been getting redder as this event's gone on. It's now kind of like a dark purple. But the way he finishes balls, I mean, you see so many of these young
Thank you.
Egyptians, and they're all different techniques. You've got Mazen Hesham,
And
who's
out,
an
8-7.
unbelievable player who's coming back from injury. He'll be back in El Gouna, the Black Falcon, who's a good friend of Abouelghar. But Abouelghar, when he does put it away, there's something a bit extra on it, isn't there? There's something about it.
yeah, the pace of it.
The pace of it.
But it's like a dart, isn't it? It just goes in and stays in.
9-7.
That
That's
was so short. How does it do it?
I mean, he apologised for it, but
Yeah, right.
Down.
Well, Ramy Ashour's having to do something. He hit that.
And
he's
out.
irritable
8,
because he
9.
finds himself 1 point down in this first. Abouelghar looks very comfortable. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a quick injection of pace from Ashour.
they're trading points, aren't they, the two of them? I reckon his forehand would be up there with the most powerful strike when he really winds up.
He's got good movement as well, very bouncy and biometric. I was watching a warm-up, he's doing a huge amount of skipping and dynamic stuff.
But topped off with coughing and spluttering. Unbelievably dynamic and then coughing.
See the way he turns his wrist inside out on the tee in between shots, Abouelghar. With the PJ saying how it would take up a lot of energy.
Down.
Just nipping the top of the tin, locked in at 9 all.
The
Left
pattern's
box, please.
continuing, isn't it? Aboelghar gets away
Left, please.
2 points, and then Ramy Ashour comes straight back at him again.
9-all.
I mean, that's just a joke shot. It's a ridiculous shot. I mean, that's just come out of nowhere. I mean, it's not the worst drive from Ramy Ashour.
He really wound up, didn't he? It's great to watch, though.
So deceptive coming over the top of it there. That could easily have looked like a straight length. Very talented individual, this Abouelghar. Game ball. That's a brilliant shot. Didn't quite get the weight of stroke through.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't just thump it in the neck.
Down.
And there's the unforced error, slightly rushed. It wasn't the best of shots
All,
by
the
Ashour.
player must win by 2 points.
Just shot selection was wrong here from Abouelghar. He wasn't in the position, and Ashour was not far enough away either. He was on his shoulder.
Down. Court service, please.
Well, there goes the dive from Ashour. That's when he's feeling good about his body.
But it's another great shot, isn't it? It's the mixing up of the straight with the angle from Abouelghar.
He's gaining some serious fans. And the guys were coming in, been here all day. Some of the fans, and they were talking about that match last night with Gawad.
Game ball.
So game ball for Abouelghar in this tie break. Well, we won't repeat what Ramy Ashour said, but it wasn't. Oh no!
Leads 1 game to love.
What a quality first game from Abouelghar, brimming with confidence, nothing to lose in his first World Series quarter-final. He leads the great Ramy Ashour by 1 game to love.
Well, another impressive game by Mohamed Aboelghar, taking the attack to Ramy Ashour. Every time there's a loose ball, he's just firing it in to one of the corners and attacking so well. Just hits so many outright winners. He does hit a few errors, but I mean, when you can put the ball away like that, it's just a nightmare to play, because you start to get edgy about anything you leave slightly loose or when you miss a target. And of course, what that does, it means you do miss your targets a bit more, and then it puts you under even more pressure, as it did with Ramy Ashour. Another good test, though, for Ramy Ashour, Joey.
Yeah, it is a good test. Terrific test. This young man, he does a bit of work with Omar Abdelaziz, who's a busy bee. Trains a lot at the Gazira Club as well, the old classic club in Zamalek. I want to give a shout out to Paul Johnson, who's actually in the UK. He's at home with his folks watching this, so all the best to the Johnson family. And also say hi to Keely. Couldn't help but spot her out at Canary Wharf, and apparently you ran into them at the petrol station.
I mean, how ridiculous is that? Hello, PJ, by the way.
You ran into them at the petrol station.
So I was on the way back from, so obviously we'd been at Canary Wharf on the Friday, I went up to Birmingham for the English Championships, Junior Championships, Saturday, Sunday.
Of course you did, yeah.
And on the way back at Cambridge Services, which by the way is nowhere near where Keely and the Johnson family live,
No.
Time.
happened to the first people I saw walking into the service station was PJ's two
Mr.
nieces,
Court, please.
Keely and his mum and dad.
Well, they certainly keep him on his toes. Uncle PJ, when he does get back to the UK, certainly needs to put time in on the babysitting front. It's the least he can do.
He
Living
does go and pick them up from school and stuff, doesn't he, sometimes?
Well, he does. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
he's
good.
the
It's
least
good.
he can
It's
do.
a good uncle.
He lives a very selfish lifestyle in America, and he needs to step up to the mark when he's in the UK.
Abouelghar leads. 1 game to love.
Ramy Ashour was just rolling his back out there. He also was getting some treatment, just massage with Sylvain, who's a fantastic massage therapist, while the Gregory Gaultier, Mathieu Castagnet match was going on.
Yeah, he came in very early, didn't he, Ashour?
Yeah, he
And
was
now
Sylvain.
it's
fine, just getting a bit of a loosen around. Not too deep, because if you end up going too deep before you play, your muscles are already very tired. This guy's a gem.
He is, isn't it? He's well, I mean, the nightmare for
And now,
Ashour
one
is the
all.
fact that
So, Joe-
Abouelghar is now really confident as well after yesterday.
So plyometric, Abouelghar. Ramy Ashour's not moving properly though. He's just running through it, slightly different movement, and this
2-1.
young chap is taking no prisoners.
Down.
Well, he's gone for one there that was
And
a
out,
difficult
2-all.
shot to execute.
Not up. 3-2.
Well, another joke shot from Abouelghar.
And out. 3.
What he is doing well is he's got a balance between his straight attacks and his cross-court attacks, and it's making Ashour have to guess and making it really difficult to read. Wow, it's a good finish by Ashour.
Hand out.
Well, even if
4-3.
this game goes to 5, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be one of the longest matches. By the way, both players just keep firing the ball in.
Hand out. 4-all.
Well, it's level again in this second game.
Stroke to
Well, it
Abouelghar.
had to be a stroke. Abouelghar was ready so quickly.
5-4.
Can't decide whether I prefer Abouelghar or Aboulghar.
Well, I suppose from an English point of view, which is a bit, so it's not correct. So just reminds me of Algar, the fantastic writer of music. Also known as a composer.
Yeah, but I like the fact you put it into layman's terms.
Yeah, well, you know.
Always spelling it out for new viewers on
Yeah,
Squash
you
TV.
never know. There might not be anyone that's musically savvy. Look him up on the World Wide Web.
Yep, on the line.
He's certainly playing some music here, and it's a lot better than the PA music of the tournament, which is horrendous. Oh, goodness gracious me. Just look, Ramy just looking at him there. I mean, it's a slightly, again,
Right, please.
a slightly loose ball, but just the finish is
Yeah,
right.
Please.
I mean, what's
Shucking ducking.
the beauty of that is the fact that he winds up and he drops his shoulder in as though he's going to drive the
6-4.
ball.
Yeah, well, he's done that a few times.
And then as he comes out, it's all in the hand and he works around the ball and he leaves it incredibly short.
He cuts it.
But he could easily, from that position, just extend through and hit the drive as well. So it becomes a nightmare as an opponent.
Well, Ramy Ashour is one of the best players in the world for reading anyone.
Yes, lad.
And he's been caught a few times by the deceptive,
6-4.
subtle deceptive qualities of Abouelghar. Oh, wow. It's going to be one of those matches where it's just all about wow.
Yeah, I know. Could run out of wows.
Well, that's a bit wild. Lucky to get away with it. Omar Shabana's always rated Abouelghar. Him telling me a good few years ago about how talented he was.
Well, he's classy, isn't he? It's obviously just in the head. He needs to stay consistent, but he can just seem to do that on tap.
For Ramy Ashour, he's going to have to show a lot of fighting abilities because he's being outplayed by this young man.
He's sort of passing the ball back with disdain now, though, isn't he? He was appreciating it earlier, but I think it's starting to irritate him slightly.
Down. Hand out. 5-7.
Well, I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to carry on the form from yesterday. But, I mean, he's certainly proved me wrong.
Stroke.
That's going to be a stroke to Ashour. Ashour did question
6-7.
Aboelghar's ball up near the out of court line.
Can someone do this one?
Yeah. Court service, please.
Well, just a short intermission here to get the court wiped.
Thank
Only
you.
1 point in it.
Six, 7. Down. Hand out. 8.
Well, there's a
6.
groan from the crowd. Ramy Ashour, obviously, big favourite here. Of course, he got that win when it was outside the football stadium.
On the football pitch, which was the first.
It was interesting, wasn't it?
It was interesting. The crowd are quite reasonably quiet because some of them wouldn't have seen Abouelghar play before.
Well, they're just stunned, aren't they?
Yeah.
Down.
Well, this is the big test for me.
Hand out.
1 love up, back end of a second.
7, 8.
Huge difference between 1 or 2 love. Can the younger Egyptian deal with the pressure? Because Ramy Ashour will be looking to try and lock down somehow. Oh, goodness me.
Down.
And as I say that, Ramy Ashour puts the ball in the tin.
And
so
out.
a real gift, a great
9,
opportunity
7.
terrific opportunity for Abouelghar.
Down.
Well, another error from Ashour.
10-7. Game ball.
Wow, this is huge now.
Three game balls.
Not up.
And there it is. I mean,
11-7.
it's
Game
just
to Abouelghar.
immaculate squash
Abouelghar
by
leads
this
2
very
games to love.
relaxed, another relaxed Egyptian. They're all relaxed. Ramy Ashour's not going to be relaxed. He's 2 games to love down. What a performance by Mohamed Aboelghar after just 26 minutes in the last quarter-final of this Al British Open. He leads the Maverick Ramy Ashour by 2 games to love.
Well, it's absolutely stunning stuff from Aboelghar. The fairy tale tournament is continuing for the Egyptian player, but I mean, he just can't put a foot wrong. He's mixing it up well. He's taking the ball in straight. He's then hitting the cross courts, and then when the opportunity's there, he's just going for the conversion, for the outright winner, and he's hitting that so well. And he really does possess an array of shots to just challenge anyone, and he can finish it so well. Well, Ramy Ashour certainly has his work cut out. I mean, it's incredible to see Mohamed Aboelghar looking so relaxed in his corner. You'd never guess that he's in the quarter-final of a World Series event and that he's actually on the brink of getting his best result ever in terms of a tournament, and yet he's just sitting there as though he's just playing anywhere.
Yeah, well, I mean, we say it about Kareem Abdul-Gawad, so Ramy Ashour's got to seriously work this out now. I mean, the bare bones of it is that he needs to start to get more accurate. He's got to hit the ball closer to the sidewall and have a patience level, because the other side of the coin for Abouelghar are the unforced errors, and this is a different experience for Ramy Ashour. He's being
15
outplayed
seconds.
in the front of the court.
Yeah, you're right, Joey. He's got to make Aboelghar continue to hit his shots, but from really tough positions
Tough
and difficult
positions,
situations.
because he will go for it. He will try and go for it. He will utilise those shots, and if it is in a tighter position, you've got more opportunity for loose balls to work off of, and also the unforced error count. So Ramy Ashour's got to be more cute on his defensive work here. He's coughing away.
Abouelghar leads.
I mean, he's got a
2
cough
games to
on
love.
him.
It's not quite a whooping cough like Gawad's.
No, but it's pretty raucous.
Love all. Out.
Well, Aboelghar wants to review, but he can't. It's down to the referee's
The ball was
decision.
Hand out, 1 love.
It's in the middle.
Sorry?
It's in the middle. I don't know if it was out or not. Like,
Ramy
like to
Ashour
play
isn't
left?
sure.
Okay, thank
Well,
you.
Ashour, very honest of him, saying he wasn't sure whether the ball was out or not, and said he was willing to play a let ball.
Correction by the player. Love all. Down.
There you go, Joey. That is an example of
And
Aboelghar
out,
taking on a
1
shot
love.
from a really difficult position and finding the tin.
Yeah, it was deep back in the court and very low.
Wow.
That's quality. Wow. Crowd getting behind.
2 love.
Ram. Oh my goodness me. Do you know the difference between the crowd when Ramram whacks one and then this? It's like they just can't get over it.
And
They're
now,
like shocked by
1-2.
it. I mean, that was feathered in.
I know. He was mid-air and then just feathered that ball in. I mean, another stunning rally between these two.
Well, he's low killed it. Racket head speed, us. With the racket head speed, he's got. Oh, he's just flattened this like a
Left box,
pancake.
please.
Twice over. Ramy Ashour tried to really up the tempo.
2-all.
More than dealt with it.
Oh, he's clipped the top of the tin.
And out.
Yeah, Ashour was
3-2.
off.
I thought he was going to cough then, but didn't. Yeah, he hadn't read it. Ashour had not read that. He can't. He's not reading him.
Suppose he's got so many options.
I remember watching him in Chicago against James Woolstrop. Woolstrop only just won that in 5, and it was beyond tough.
Oh, he
Beyond
scraped
tough.
through, didn't he?
Well, he scraped through, and it affected him in the next
4-2.
match because he was exhausted.
And that's a Woolstrop who demolished Omar Mossad in the first round.
Yeah. Well. A short 2-point lead. Will there be a few more unforced errors? Well, no, there won't. There'll just be a slam dunk nick. Of
He'll
course,
just keep
why would I
thundering
think
into
that?
the nick.
I mean, he's just
And now,
lifted his left leg up here
3-4.
and just walloped it in the nick. I mean, I think he should just be called "Thanks for coming." That's his name.
Well, Ashour finding
And
that
now,
nick in the back of the
Oh,
court.
he needs it.
He
He
does.
needs what he can get here. Drew boy. Lee.
Yes, lad.
We're getting a
Player
player
review.
review here.
Abouelghar on the yes-led decision.
This is the first one of the whole match so far. Roy Gingell needs waking up.
Well, Abouelghar, I don't know, something about it doesn't quite look right. His racket's quite high. His racket's high and he's gone straight into the middle of Ashour's back.
Yes,
Yeah,
lad.
I think
Decision
there's no way.
upheld.
That's one thing
Abouelghar has
that
no
I don't like
reviews
is that
remaining.
weird
5-3.
posture where it goes up near the
Right.
head or the back.
It
And
should
then
be
comes
low
back.
if you're going for a counter drop.
It's
shouldn't
very
it?
odd. Yeah, I don't like that. Oh, goodness me, he's just
Down.
tipped it off the crowd. The
I
crowd
know.
are getting too fatigued, aren't they, in terms of the clapping, because they just.
Hand
Yeah.
out 4-5.
Just- Reduced to groans.
Down.
Well, Ashour's gone for something that really wasn't on.
5-all.
Ball tight to the sidewall. Well, Abouelghar is as loose as a goose here. Another ridiculous shot.
Right
He's
box,
as loose as a
please.
goose, but he's looking more tight like a tiger.
6-5.
So the rush shot by Ramy Ashour. 2-point lead now for Aboelghar.
7-5. Down.
Well, again, Ashour throwing his racket down because he knew if that ball had gone up,
And out.
he was nowhere near it.
6-7.
At least he's having a giggle to himself about it. Well, I like the sense of humour from Ashour.
Yes, lad. Six, 7.
Well, another amazing finish from Aboelghar. Ball staying so short on the drop
And
shot.
out. 8-6. No lead.
Can I get a review?
Okay.
So he's going
Player
for a review.
Ashour on the no lead decision.
I think that's probably a bit harsh to give a no let there, Lee. I think that could be a let ball. What do you think? No?
No, I don't think so. I think
Really?
he's wrapped. I think he's wrapped him. I think he wrapped him with his
Well,
racket
that
quite
decision
early
of
on
that.
instead of
Ashour
actually
has
genuinely
no
looking
reviews
to go through
remaining.
past.
Say your
9-6.
favourite word.
Pardon?
Say your well, don't worry about it now. Begins with L and it ends with E.
Begins with L, ends with Imes.
Down.
Well, he's missed one. He's missed one.
No way.
How's he done that?
I need to pinch myself just to
And
check that
out.
Aboelghar has missed one.
7-9.
Well, sure, I was convinced that was down.
Well, the ball still is coming back. And it will come back again. Like,
Wow.
well, I mean, the penetration primarily was all to the back of the court from Ashour. That does say something, though. Hitting to the back of the court is something that he does need to do.
8-9.
I mean, how well is he having to play to win rallies, though?
Well, that was so low and so hard.
He was pinned in the corner and he almost rolled the post.
Yes, lad.
Oh, it was close. It was dodgy territory for Aboelghar. He stood on this ball,
8-9.
stood up in the shot.
So your favourite... No, don't worry about it. And he's missed it again. He's putting the cat amongst the pigeons.
9-all.
He's gone for that low kill. He's missed it twice. The back end of this crucial third game. 2-love, 9-all.
Well, that's
gonna
got to
get
be
a
a stroke.
stroke. He's going to get a stroke. If Ramy Ashour wins this third
10-9, game
then
ball.
he's a massive Houdini.
I think he could do it as well, Joey.
Outrageous get. That is a let ball.
Video referee decision.
Yeah, I think this is a let ball.
That's a let ball. That's not a winner.
Well, it's definitely not a winner.
Aboelghar's appeal.
He just wants a let though, Abouelghar. He's not looking for a stroke. I just think that's a let ball.
I think it's a let ball as well.
That is not a winner.
I think the match referee, Ralph Harenberg, is actually checking to see whether Aboelghar should go through and play that ball.
Also, you're thinking it's a no let.
Well, that's what the referee is looking at. He's looking at whether he should go through and hit that ball. Well, there we go.
No let.
Video referee feeling that Aboelghar should have gone.
11-9 game to
We have
Ashour.
more squash. Aboelghar
Aboelghar
couldn't have been any
leads 2-1.
closer. So we get to see more quality from both these guys. Ramy Houdini has taken the third game. After 41 minutes, it's Aboelghar that leads 2 games to 1.
Well, that was a serious onslaught from Mohamed Aboelghar throughout that game. Again, just hitting so many outrageous winners. But what was brilliant to see was the way that Ramy Ashour just kept plugging away, kept digging in. He was having to play some amazing squash himself to win points and stay in the game, and he stayed there. And as it got close towards the latter stages, Aboelghar missed a couple of chances. He found the tin, and from that point on, Ramy Ashour took advantage and obviously closed it out with that no-let decision. So there has to be a lot of credit given to Ramy Ashour, the way he's stuck to his job. He's just got his head down and he's plugged away and battled hard, and he's reaped the rewards. Well, Aboelghar on the court nice and early, which he has been every single game, to be fair to him.
15 seconds.
Well, one thing we can guarantee is Ramy Ashour is going to come very strongly at Aboelghar.
Time.
He's bouncing his way back to the court. Such an enjoyable match so far. Crowd have certainly been entertained, and you could tell by the latter stages of that game they were desperate for it to continue.
Ashour to serve. Level.
Well, I've just had another tweet from Noman,
One
not
left.
Tarek Noman. Could call Aboelghar Quadzilla. That's a good one. I like that.
Well, especially as we think he's like Quadzuki.
Yeah, he is. He's. I would call. Oh, he's did it behind his back. I can't keep up with this. I cannot keep up with this. I mean, really? Oh wow.
I mean, it's just draining, isn't it?
It's not. It's. I just can't keep up with it. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's like. I mean, I think that for the whole of what month is it?
March, yeah.
I mean, to have a shot of the month competition.
Just have an Aboelghar shot of the month.
No, just have a whole Aboelghar month
Yeah.
shots and just release them. I mean, I'm sure the PSA would love that. Release them every day, a bit of extra
Thank
work
you.
for them. So there's certainly over 30 shots that could go every day.
And out, 2-1.
That will happen. I've just made it happen.
Yep, they'll all be clipped, ready to go.
Going back to Quadzilla, yeah, because we feel he's a bit of a kind of mini
Baby dinosaur.
Omar Mossad.
Yeah, it was Mossad would definitely be Godzilla, wouldn't
And
he?
then he'd be Godzuki.
Yeah, so he'd be Quadzuki, wouldn't he?
Godzuki. It's a shame
Player
they haven't got a
review
tournament in Japan because they could
On the
earn
stroke
some serious
decision.
money, couldn't they, as doubles?
Problem is the entrance, they'd have to be rising out of the water.
The shot behind his back was just a scandal. Sorry.
Well, I think this is going to...
I think it's a stroke. He didn't look for him there, really. I mean, he's look. Watch his body language.
Well, from the back is a clear-cut stroke, isn't it? It just looks...
His body language, he's tucked himself up there. He's not tried to make himself big and wrap it round Ramy.
I think this will stay as a stroke. Oh,
Is it?
Yes, lad. Decision overruled. Ashour has one review remaining. 2-1. Ashour to serve right side, please.
well, the video referee felt that Aboelghar was looking for Ashour slightly. As we maybe thought he cramped himself up a bit.
Down. Hand out. 2-3.
I mean, he's just on fire.
3-all.
That's that ball so early, just rushing Ashour from shot to shot.
Down. Hand out. 4-3. Yes, let.
No way. Sorry.
Yes, let.
No way, no way, no way. Review.
Well, they're both
Player review on the yes, let decision.
they're having a review out on the OK Corral.
So who's the review gone to?
Abouelghar.
Who got in there first?
Well, who asked first? It was actually Quadzilla.
Quadzuki.
It's Quadzuki, sorry.
Can't actually see the ball from that one.
I think that's just a let ball, isn't it?
Well, again, it's that high racket preparation from Quadzuki.
Well, it's not a stroke.
That's what I mean. It's the high racket preparation again.
Yeah, it's a let ball.
Yes, let. Decision upheld. Abouelghar has no reviews remaining.
I want to review now.
Ashour's now asking to review the review.
So what happens really if I want to review?
Well, it'll be the same decision, won't
Yeah,
it?
but that's not possible to review the review.
Ram, I don't think you should.
No, in the end, it's the
You'd
same
need to
decision.
line up a
Please
few
play on.
referees.
Please play on. Thank you for your input. Please play on.
Well, that would be the most
Right side,
ridiculous
please.
thing I've ever heard of if Ramy Ashour reviewed the review.
I know, I do love that though, because it sounded like an information desk there,
4-3.
Ralph Humbug. Thank you for asking, he said. Don't know if we'd be able to get a clip of Ralph at some point.
Well, for Ramy Ashour to be able to review, you'd have to have
Down.
a substitute video referee, wouldn't you? You'd have to sub in.
I don't know, I'm just,
5-3.
don't know, I'm just kind of trying to watch the screen at the moment.
You're flummoxed, eh?
That as well, yeah. 5-3, 2-point cushion for Ashour. He's battling away here. This is a cracking match.
That's a wonderful shot by
It's a
Ramy
great
Ashour.
shot. It's a really clever
6-3.
shot because he sometimes likes to go for the outright nick here, and that's what Aboelghar was fooled by, and it was just on the middle of the front wall.
Down.
So the errors coming from Aboelghar, the acceleration happening from Ashour.
7-3.
Big change in body language between the two as well. Shoulder slumping of Aboelghar and Ashour moving quicker in between rallies. Well, Abouelghar guessing on that one.
8-3.
Big lead opening up now for Ramy Ashour.
Court service, please.
Well, you know that he's feeling really good about his body because he starts to do those dives.
Thank you. Hand out. 4-8.
It's well played. Textbook squash. Tight ball first, the length to set it up,
5-8.
and then the beautiful finish. Good serve at the body.
Down.
We went for a top spin
Hand out.
volley drop cross court.
9-5.
Another audacious attempt by Abouelghar.
Down.
Well, the tins are coming very quickly now.
10-5. Game ball.
Lost a bit of his Midas touch.
Down.
Done it on the first occasion.
11-5.
Ashour takes
Game
this
to
into a
Ashour.
fifth. What a
Against
fight
all.
back from Ashour. He was 2-love and 9-6 down originally. And now Ramy Ashour, the number 5 seed after 52 minutes in this shot fest, has equalised 2 games apiece.
Well, you would have been forgiven for thinking that Ramy Ashour was down and out at the back end of the third game. He dug deep, he fought back, and now he's taking his game to Abouelghar. He's looking to speed it up. He's playing quickly in the rallies, and Abouelghar is starting to miss. And there was a turning point in the middle of that game where Abouelghar's shoulders did slump. Ramy Ashour started to speed up proceedings. In between rallies, he was moving to serve very quickly, looking sprightly and bubbly, and it's worrying signs when it turns like that. And Ramy Ashour looks very dangerous coming into the fifth. Well, Abouelghar is making his way back onto the court.
He's done it every time.
Well, Ramy Ashour's gone missing. Ramy's bag was there, but Ramy was gone.
Where's he gone? Where has he gone?
Must have gone around behind the back by the curtains.
Fifteen seconds.
There he is, returning.
What was, what did he have, some cream and stuff there? What was?
No idea.
Time. Two games all. Ashour to serve.
Well, it's going to be Ramy Ashour to start off this fifth game when both players are finally ready, and he's bouncing around. Let's get a real spring into his step.
Mr. Ashour, you know that you at the service with 1 foot completely in the service box, yes? Thank you.
Well, Ralph
Love all.
Arenberg just notifying Ashour that he's looking at foot faults with him.
You're joking me.
No.
You're joking me.
No, he just said you know that you need to have 1 foot completely in the box when you're serving. Which is basically
1
saying
second,
that if you're not careful, I'm going to foot fault
Oh
you.
yeah, obviously.
Well, everyone looks like they're frozen in time there. Looks fine to me.
It's just a. Well, we need to see that a few more times.
That's good.
Hopefully. No,
Looked pretty good to me, Joey.
it was a joke
out.
shot, I think.
1 love. Oh, sorry. 1 love. Yes, lad.
What did I do? I didn't do anything.
Player review on the yes, lad decision, Abouelghar.
That's a really early review. I mean, Abouelghar doesn't think he's done much wrong here. He doesn't think that's much to do with him. I reckon this is going to be a no-let because Ashour has tangled his racket behind Abouelghar, and Abouelghar has done nothing wrong
No, lad.
in that
Decision
situation.
overruled.
There you go. Good use of the
Abouelghar has
player
1
review by
remaining.
Mohamed Aboelghar.
Hand out. 1-all. Yes, lad. One all. Yes, lad.
I was here.
Safety reasons. 1 all. Down.
Well, Aboelghar looking to up the tempo here.
2-1. Down. And out. 2-all. Stroke to Ashour.
Oh, I'm not sure this is a stroke, by the way that Ashour approached that. It looked very realistic to
3-2.
me. Really convinced by that, Joey.
Down.
We're flying through these points in the 5th.
4-2.
Well, Ramy Ashour looks like he hasn't played 4 games. He's come in and he's looks full of beans in this 5th game.
Out.
I mean, I know it's not been
5-2.
the longest match, but there's been some very intense rallies, and it's amazing, really.
It's been really dynamic, hasn't it? And we're up to an hour of play. It's well finished by Ashour. Ball loose from Aboelghar,
6-2.
picked off.
Down. And out. 3-6.
Well, that's what Aboelghar does so well consistently with the drive on the forehand. Well, ball coming straight back to Ashour. Stroke for Aboelghar.
4-6. Stroke to Ashour.
Well, going for a player review here.
Player review, Aboelghar on the stroke decision.
Well, got to see the distance here between the players. There's a bit of space there. We've already seen a few times that the video referee hasn't really been giving strokes for those situations, so I'll be surprised if this one is given as a stroke.
Decision overruled. Aboelghar has one.
Well, it's consistent from the video referee.
4-6. Down.
Well, the error from Aboelghar. He almost got himself a bit too close to that ball.
7-4. Yes, lad. 7-4.
Wow, this is ridiculous still for a fifth game.
Aboelghar.
Oh, it has to be a stroke. By the time that Ashour stood up, it's definitely going to be a stroke.
Player review, Ashour.
Well, Ashour's going for a player review, but Aboelghar could hit this ball when he wanted, and Ashour got up and he actually got straight back in the line of Aboelghar. If he was going to hit this, he'd hit this straight into the back of Ashour. It's got to be a stroke.
He's going to wallop him in the back of the head.
Stroke to
Just a white
Aboelghar,
ball.
decision upheld. Ashour has no reviews remaining. And out, 5-7. Yes, lad.
Well,
5-7.
Aboelghar's still in this, Joey. He's not far away, considering it seems like it's been all Ramy Ashour in this fifth game.
Thank you.
Well, conceded by Aboelghar. Vicious cross
And
score
out.
from Ashour.
8-5.
Well, the error from Aboelghar looks like he's fatiguing now.
9-5.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. Such an unbelievable game of finishing.
It's been brilliant though, isn't it? It's been so entertaining.
Of course it
Stroke
has.
to Ashour.
That's going to be the stroke. So Ramy Ashour, who's buzzing around the court like a hornet in this fifth game.
10-5. Match ball.
It's like he hasn't actually played 4 games. It's the sharpest he's been the whole match. 5 match balls for a place in the semi-finals. And that was an outrageous shot.
Down.
And there's the error. So
11-5.
Ramy Ashour
Match
comes through in
ball.
5 games. Aboelghar is completely
2
spent.
games to 2.
I mean, he couldn't have got any closer. He's 2-love and 9-6.
10-12, 7-11, 11-9,
Ramy Ashour
11-5, 11-5.
gets through.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a way to finish
The crowd
the evening session.
so entertained. privilege to see 5-game thriller between these two Egyptians. You've got to take your hat off to Ramy Ashour, 2-love and 9-6. Still battling.
Just while Ramy gets a few breaths back, if you can, just like to remind
65
you
minutes
that
between
tomorrow's
these
session
two,
is
and it's
completely
Ramy
sold
Ashour
out
that
for
overcomes
semi-finals, but
a
tickets
supremely
are still
talented
available for the finals
star of the
on
PSA
Sunday.
World Tour, rising
Go
star Mohamed
online
Aboelghar,
to
3 games to 2.
ticketfactory.com. They're still available, and I'm sure you won't want to miss out, so please buy your tickets.
Well, Ramy Ashour's just catching his breath after that thriller before he speaks to our MC, Jenny Duncalf.
Ashour comes back on court. We're going to hear an interview with former British Open champion who's in the semi-finals, and Jenny Duncalf.
Ramy, I don't know how you did that. 2-love down, Mohamed, it was like an onslaught. The shots he were playing were unbelievable. He was slightly down in the third and somehow managed to get that game and come back and get the victory.
Yeah. There's just a lot going on in my head now. It was a very interesting match. There was a lot of back and forth. I can't stress enough on how amazing he played. I would give him a round of applause. It's such a tough sport. I mean, we say this all the time, but we have to keep on saying it because it's just unbelievably true. And the amount of mental effort you even do on court, you would know that too.
I definitely don't play like you guys.
It takes a lot out of you mentally. I mean, physically, of course, you can see the amount of lunging we do. If you count how many times we lunge in the corners, in the 4 corners, in each point, in each game, that's a lot of lunging. So the good thing about it is that we burn a lot of calories and I can have good dinner. So this is something I like. The other thing is that it really, matches like this, it really motivates me a lot. It gives me a lot of confidence. It kind of shows me who am I and who I am, or whatever English that is. I just feel I get more confident playing these matches and getting through them. Obviously in my body, in my mental abilities, and it's a very interesting sport. Every time I play such a hard match, when I'm playing, a lot of people would ask me, what do you think about on court while I'm playing? When you're going from the box to the other? I'm just thinking about the sport. I am. I'm thinking about how hard this is and how much I have to push and how much I have to be stronger than this. Sometimes I even forget that I have someone with me on court. Not like anything like to disrespect them or anything, but I just seriously I zone out, and it's a lot of work. I can't handle thinking about someone else on court. There's already so much happening in there, so I can't really think about someone else. So, yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people would love to have your mind as well, Ramy. So.
No, I don't think so. Seriously.
No. Well, it's very interesting to hear your thoughts on that. So now another big match tomorrow. Gregory Gaultier, the other semi-final. Nick Matthew, Mohamed El Shabaghi. It's going to be a great day's squash. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be tough. Everyone wants to win the British Open, and it doesn't get any bigger than that. So, yeah, I'll do my best tomorrow, and may the better player win. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, as always, it's been a pleasure watching you play. Can't wait for tomorrow. Congratulations, Ramy. Well done. Ramy Ashour.
Well, both players certainly deserve the adulation that they got. Mohamed Aboelghar was just sublime for 2 3/4 games, but he couldn't quite go over the finishing line. Ramy Ashour had to dig so deep and saved his best squash for the final game. Somehow, after the 4th, he came back, he looked fresh as a daisy, got himself up for it, and he really took the attack to Abouelghar, who was starting to run on empty. But what a match, what a way to finish quarterfinals day.